Hello everybody and welcome to the NASCAR Legend Series, Season 2, Race Number 9, from Mobil 1 Raceway. We are excited here to see the first round of the playoffs and also the last round of the round of 8. As you see, these 8 drivers will be set down to 4 after this race. The top 4 finishers move on to fight for the Lug Nut Cup. Obviously, all the cars are still racing, but only 8 of them right now have a chance to win. And 4 of them will have a chance come next week, the final race of the NASCAR Legend Series Season 2. As you see, some notable drivers are not in the playoffs, like Richard Petty, last season's champion. Now, it'll be easy to tell who the playoff contenders are because they will have blue and yellow stickers above or on their cars, just above their car's windshield. As you see here, the list of drivers who are in the round of 8, as well as all the drivers who are not. Now, as we get down to today's starting lineup, as you see the stickers there on the 2 cars of the front row, which are Kyle Busch and Mark Martin. Starting out in row 1, row 2 is Matt Kenseth and Tony Stewart. Row 3 is going to be Michael Waltrip and Jimmie Johnson. Those are your top 4 playoff contenders. Row 5, or the next row, is Ryan Newman and Jeff Gordon. Then it's going to be Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Brad Keselowski. Dale Waltrip and Joey Logano, rounding out our playoff contenders. Then it's Richard Petty and Denny Hamlin. And after them is going to be Dale Jarrett and Kurt Busch. Rounding out the field is Rusty Wallace and Kevin Harvick. Now, Jeff Gordon's been having some trouble after being the dominant car for most of the season, so we'll have to watch him. That's a big storyline for the 15-lap race with 8 playoff contenders. And the top 4 will advance to the playoff finale. Who will struggle? Who will get in? Green flag is in the air. Mark Martin leads him down. And there's a wreck already on the front stretch. Not even going fast enough to produce any smoke there. Just a lot of cars getting loose. That'll eliminate 5 cars from the race already, including last year's champion. So we are just going to have to restart here on lap number 4. Mark Martin leads them around the chicane in the front stretch. Down through the S's, mid-course S's. Mark Martin continues to lead. Ryan Newman is right now in the cutoff spot for the playoffs. Jeff Gordon and Dale Earnhardt Jr. fighting for the spot behind him. And then between those two is Tony Stewart. Mark Martin still leading. Has a pretty strong car today, as he has all weekend. Kyle Busch in second. Matt Kenseth still in third. Ryan Newman's still in that playoff cutoff spot. Nothing's really changing right now. Dale Jr. and his teammate. Oh no, there's a wreck in the back. In the mid-course S's. Right as I was talking about the bubble spot, Kurt Busch hits Brad Keselowski as Mark Martin wins the stage, and Brad Keselowski goes into the wall. Now remember, winning the stage isn't going to do anything for Mark Martin. His green flag is back in the air. It's the top 4 finishers. So that'll determine who moves on, and Ryan Newman's upside down. Huge playoff implications. It looks like Ryan Newman gets bumped out of the way by Dale Earnhardt Jr. going in 4 wide to turn 1. Tony Stewart digs under Newman, and he flips over. Violent crash here in turn 1. That'll end Ryan Newman's playoff hopes. Might have damaged Dale Jr.'s car a little bit. I'm not sure. Anyways, huge crash. Huge playoff implications here. Stage 2 winner is Mark Martin, but again, stage points don't matter too much now. Green flag is back in the air with only 7 playoff contenders left in the race. It looks like Jeff Gordon's trying to hop up into that 4th playoff spot, but Darrell Waltrip goes to the inside in a great move. And now Dale Jr. trying to get to the inside of Jeff Gordon. Jeff Gordon's going to come back on top in the hairpin. And Michael Waltrip's engine expires. He's going down pit lane. His engine is blown out. His race is over. Jeff Gordon, it's one car he doesn't have to pass. And there's a caution on the track now. Debris in turn 1 and probably debris in turn 4. And Michael Waltrip's engine just violently explodes there. Has to immediately pull it down pit lane. There might have been a little bit of oil there, but there was definitely debris in turn 1 from something. I'm not sure. But now, with 2 laps to go, championship hopes are on the line. Jeff Gordon's now closer to the pack. He's got more of a chance. Green flag's in the air. Matt Kenseth spins his tires. Everyone gets by him. He's now in the 5th spot. Finally back up to speed as he's battling with Jeff Gordon for that playoff cutoff spot. This is the battle to get into the Final 4 and have a chance at the playoffs. Jeff Gordon still holding strongly. Jimmie Johnson almost got by him. And there's a wreck. Caution's out. Checkered flag waves. Matt Kenseth is going to be just short of getting into the playoffs next week for the championship. It looks like, yeah, Jimmie Johnson and Dale Jr. just got together there. That was a really odd incident that's going to end Matt Kenseth's playoff chances. as congratulations to Mark Martin as he has won here today. Now let's look at the points. As you see, all the drivers with the blue highlights on them are now in. Mark Martin, Darrell Waltrip, Kyle Busch, Jeff Gordon, all into the Final Four. As you see here, just the Final Four. Kyle Busch is on top, Jeff Gordon, Mark Martin, Darrell Waltrip. But none of this matters, as it'll just be who has the better race next week between these four playoff contenders. Mark Martin certainly has a surge of momentum. Jeff Gordon needs to pick something up from this week. So this was certainly not his best race. Thank you everybody so much for watching this race. There's only one more race in Season 2, so you better make sure you tune in, make sure you know what's going on, because that is going to be one amazing race, I can already tell you that. Again, thank you all for watching this race. Any suggestions, I'll be happy to take. Leave them in the comments for Season 3, which is right around the corner. And I hope you all have a good night.